I'm interviewing Donovan Blake this afternoon. This is like turnaround for events. He normally does the interviewing. Good afternoon, welcome to Lair Road, Donovan.
Thank you very much. Good to be here. Just 3 games left, really, isn't there?
It's an extraordinary game, isn't it? And as far as the first half's concerned, if you were a Colchester fan, you'd feel very buoyed, I think.
Oh yeah, the first 5 or 10 minutes, Ipswich started very well, and then all of a sudden, Colchester seemed to settle, as if you know, the fear factor had disappeared, and they started playing some good football. They took their goal very well indeed. Obviously, they expected a response from Ipswich. It's not really been a threatening response. They've had the ball in the net, but it was offside. But they're looking good at the moment, Colchester. I've
been sitting next to an Ipswich fan who's fairly disgruntled because Ipswich just not really performing.
It's a bit like last season, wasn't it, in September? Again, they're... I'm not saying they underestimated them, but they certainly they didn't have full throttle as far as their mentality is concerned for a derby game as well.
You and I were here on Thursday morning and you were interviewing Garine Williams. I was trying to overhear a little bit. He was fairly upbeat, I think, wasn't he, despite the fact that we were almost certainly going down?
When I spoke to him, I said that most of the time we've seen him in recent weeks, he's cut on a forlorn figure. But he says that there's no point in being negative about it. He's got to be positive, and you get knocked down quite a lot, but you have to come up and start swinging again, and that's what he's doing. And he certainly saw by the response when the goal went in that he's still fighting, and Colchester are still fighting.
We always take forecast scores before the game starts. Now, I know you're supposed to be a neutral. I wonder what you think, from what it's going so far, how do you think it might turn out? Could Colchester produce one of the shocks of the afternoon, or will their weight carry through in the end?
Well, you'd expect a response in the second half because, again, like last season, Jimmy Jilton wanted a response in the second half and didn't get one. They're in a similar position now. I think he will demand one today. If they do, it could be a draw, possibly an Ipswich win, but I've seen enough of Colchester this season to suggest that they are capable of scoring goals. Like last week against West Bromwich Albion, they're scoring 3 goals. All right, they lost the game, but they scored 3 goals against a team near the top of the table. And if they can reproduce that here, I think the next goal will be very pivotal.
Very few sides will ever have gone down having scored so many goals, I suspect.
A stat that blew me away on Thursday was that the leaders have scored less goals this season than Colchester. That just sums it up, really.
And it's quite bizarre, isn't it? I don't know how many years you've been coming to Lair Road, Donovan. Will you miss the ground very much, like some of us who've been born and bred here?
I will miss it. It's got that feel about it, you know, particularly on night games as well. I've been here for some real giant killings. I can remember one, in fact 2 games in particular. One where Rowan Vine scored a hat-trick against Coventry when Coventry were in the top flight at the time, or probably just a division below. They were playing in the top flight not so long ago, and Rowan Vine scored a hat-trick. And also a game against West Bromwich Albion when they were in the Premier League,
yes.
And in the I think it was a Carling Cup at the time, and the first goal scored by Craig Fagan. I was stood virtually opposite the 18-yard box when he collected the ball, and then the ball hitting the back of you could just hear the fizz of the ball hitting the net, and you just felt nights like these are great. Really, really good cut atmosphere under the lights, tight ground, everyone making as much noise as possible. And there's been a few other games which have got that sort of atmosphere as well. There's obviously been some low points as well, but I wasn't here unfortunately for the 9-0. I wish I was in the FA Cup, but I've seen some good games here, yeah.
Sadly, of course, the local derbies could well disappear. I mean, Norwich may stay with us, we never may come down with us, although obviously they are very determined not to. Local derbies have a real special favour in East Anglia, and we shall be very short of them next season.
Yes, it's been a while waiting for them as well, because it's been a long time since we've had the local derbies. Now they've had a taste for them, particularly the games against Norwich and against Ipswich as well. Everyone points to the game against Southend as the real derby, the Essex derby, but it's just a shame that the love affair with Norwich and Ipswich disappearing so quickly.
And it'll be particularly bizarre if Southend manage to come up as we go down.
Strange, isn't it? Strange the way that football changes. They're doing reasonably well at the moment, aren't they?
Any players will stand out in your memory, particularly from Lair Road?
Oh, there's quite a few. There's too many to mention, unfortunately, but yeah, there are far too many.
Okay. Will it be up here again this season, or is this your last?
No, I will be here for the last league game here against Stoke City.
That could be traumatic, couldn't it?
That could be. Well, the end is the end, basically, regardless of whether they're going to be playing Championship football or League football, League One football, whatever. But it is the end. So,
but from Stoke's point of view, they might need a win to be champions, so they'll come here with all coming.
Yeah, that's it. But in terms of the actual occasion, it is the end, and it just would be silly not to be here for it as well. I know there's smaller games like the reserves matches and the fans match and that sort of stuff, but in terms of matches with meaning, that will be the last one.
Have you booked yourself your place at Cuckoo Farm yet?
I haven't. I know where we'll be. I know where we'll be sitting, and there's slightly more seats than what we do accustomed to here. But I haven't been there yet. I've seen shots from a distance and I've driven past it, but I've not been there yet. I'm looking forward to going there. I probably might wait until the actual stadium's ready, because I don't want to have that image of it, what it looks like from a distance, spoiled when I get there. So it'd be great to see it when it finally opens.
Well, thanks ever so much for talking to us this afternoon, and thanks for what you're doing covering Colchester United, and long may it continue.